folks, Phil Gallagher here of ThrabenU. My initial Let's Look at Monster Train video got a decent number of likes and such, so I wanted to go and make sure I played at least a run or two. So it's my current game plan to play 2 runs of Hades for the YouTube channel and then reevaluate from there. Today I'm going to play just a default difficulty run and talk through some of the sort of like base level mechanics and kind of explain everything that you're seeing. And then tomorrow I will go and play a high heat run, a high difficulty run, and we'll go from there. Let's see what my friend Skelly has to say.
Say Skelly, or should I say Skelemius? I happen to have a chat with somebody familiar with that name. Large bull-headed fellow originally from Crete. You said you made it all up. What's going on?
Skelly is normally your punching bag, but as the story goes on, you can try to piece together what's going on with his backstory.
You never said I made it up, pal. I just knew you weren't gonna believe me. I mean, look at me. I look like a captain of the Cretan Second Fleet to you?
I don't know. I've never met one. Do they all just stand around doing nothing?
Well, sounds like somebody's never had to lead like 50 or something sailors in a voyage across the sea in a Minoan galley with nothing but the stars to guide them. What do you think the captains do? Pull the oars?
Wait, what about Hermes? He gave me the impression you might have been somebody else. Nobody in particular, not some great sea captain.
What is it with you gods talking behind the backs of all your friends, boyo?
Don't change the subject.
Don't change the subject!
Ah.
Alright, so each time you start a run, one of the weapons will randomly have sort of like a dark glow about it. Equipping that weapon for the run will give you slight modifiers to the drops that you find.
It's time, Baratha.
So I'm going to pick up the spear for this run. Let's use the aspect of Achilles. After I use a special, I can retrieve my special with a sort of rush attack. And that's that special rush attack. And we can also pick a trinket to start with. Aphrodite tends to give good damage bonuses, so why don't we start there? Alright, let's reset the old Pacto punishment back to default levels.
No turning back.
I think I'm between like 14 and 20 with most of my weapons. Just kind of like playing runs with whichever one happens to be the sparkly, glowy weapon of the given run.
Something has stirred within your heart, dearest. Oh, I can always tell. A certain kind of love for family? Yes, that must be it, I think. What could have transpired with you,
Alright. I often try to hold out for a higher rarity, like attack and such. I think I'm just going to take a dash here. Game's so pretty and it's so smooth. The gemstones that you see here are currency that's used to do upgrades. Mostly to the environment. So the lounge, the like main part of the underworld that you spawn in when you start, has various decorations and things that you can add to it, and that's what the gemstones do.
I'll just take that.
Alright, so now we have a choice between money and a weapon upgrade. I'm gonna take a weapon upgrade. A lot of times in this game, you just need to prioritize not getting hit or not getting hit very hard, and you're going to end up doing well. Let's take some bonus rain. Alright, we now have darkness, which is used to upgrade your own abilities permanently. At this point, darkness really doesn't do much for me. I have the mirror maxed out, I have all of my abilities maxed out. But when you're first starting, darkness is something that you really want to have. You know, be one of the things that you're hunting down very consistently. Alright, we have a choice between HP and Chaos. Chaos damages you in exchange for a powerful boon. That usually gives just a flat stat upgrade to one of your stats.
I find myself anticipating your arrival, son of Hades.
Both of these first two are pretty good for me. In the short term, Enshrouded Favor means that I won't be getting much stronger. Like, I won't be able to consistently path to boons and things like that. But that, towards the end game and the mid game, I'm going to be finding better things. But I think I'm just going to take the flat 50% damage upgrade on a Dash Strike, because I tend to use a lot of those when playing this, just because this Dash Strike, as you can see here, has a really good range to it. So this is just your normal jab. This Dash Strike is very wide. So I think I'm going to go with that. We'll pick up some Darkness here. When you pick up Darkness, it also gives you a little bit of HP. And I did hurt myself a bit.
I feel nothing. I shouldn't have done
Oh right, don't special. Don't special or I get hurt. We have a shop. Usually before going into shops you want at a minimum 150 gold, but I think we're just going to pick up a boon here. I don't know that I want a Poseidon boon. I'm going to reroll.
right now.
I will accept the Zeus boon. Alright, we have a mini boss fight here against an enemy that is going to teleport a lot. We wait till it appears, and then we dash. You just have to not get too greedy with the number of attacks that you get in, or you get hit like that. Don't special, you idiot.
Stay out of my way.
Ah, but if it isn't my most favored nephew, striving always toward the surface of my world. Your father cannot possibly believe he can contain you, can he?
Alright, both of these are pretty good. I think I'm just going to take the attack, though. I'm using a lot of dash strikes, and so I want to get something on my attack as soon as possible. We're now going to go for a palm or a pomegranate, and these will let me level up one of my boons. We have some traps in this area that I need to be paying attention to. If we get close to one of these and hit it, that happens, and it can explode. You can use that to hurt hurt your opponents, but more often than not, they accidentally end up damaging you. So it's something you want to be careful of.
The boon I got from Chaos has a new effect.
Okay, so now my dash strikes will deal 50% more damage,
The power of the gods.
and we'll make our attack stronger. We have a treasure chest here. We can try to clear some enemies quickly in exchange
All
for
right,
some
Precious,
gold.
get to work.
Oop, I got grabbed. Normally, you very much try to not get grabbed during these because they slow you down and decrease the amount of gold that you'll end up getting. Alright, this is Nectar, which is normally used for improving your relationships with various characters. But as you can see at the bottom of the screen, when you get it, you also get a random palm. Our lightning strike randomly got upgraded again, and we found a health fountain. So all in all, good floor. game's so pretty. Like, everything about this game is just awesome. The lore is great, it looks great, gameplay's smooth. I hope some of you end up picking this up, or that you're already playing it.
Sure.
Okay, this way will lead us to going to Sisyphus, who gives you some options of various things. But I think I'm just going to take another palm here, try to keep upgrading my attack. A lot of times in Hades runs, you want to work on making one thing that's really broken and building your run around it. So for example, in this run, my dash strike has additional power, so I really want to be using that in my attack as much as
What do we
possible.
have here? Good enough to eat.
There are frequently diminishing returns on continuing to upgrade the same thing though, but upgrading our dash isn't really strong, so we'll continue on that route. I don't feel like I need HP. I'm going to try to reroll this into something else. Alright, another boon is fantastic. So as you saw here, there's this switch in the middle, and if you walk over it, that happens. So you very much don't want to be standing in the middle when that happens. You can dash through and use that to help you kill enemies, but you have to be careful about it.
In the name of Hades.
Okay, so now we get our first chance to pick up some synergy. My lightning bolt effects can now make foes jolted, which is a status effect. And since I'm going to be using my attack a lot, adding a status effect that is going to add some flat damage to it sounds great. So let's pick that up rather than getting a new boon. And it looks like we're going to the store. But first, we're going to smash this pot and pick up some gold. Keep your eye out for that sort of thing. You see it sparkling gold, or maybe sparkling blue, it's a good idea to pick it up. Yeah.
Here's the fee.
I love calls that make me impervious. I pick those up over just about anything. And we will buy another power up.
Strength.
So notice the diminishing returns on Lightning Strike now. Now we're only getting one more damage out of it. So we will get way more damage output out of upgrading one of these things. Static Discharge will make me better against regular mobs, whereas Athena's Aid will make me better against bosses. Make myself better against regular mobs. Not too worried about bosses right now. We're playing a default run, so let's just make my clear speed faster.
You're stuck with me forever, Trash. Remember that.
The bosses have some spunk, which I quite like. So the flaming gauge at the bottom is for my call. And each time that it fills up one of those, I think it's 5 bars down there, I'm able to use my call once. So, for example, I can use my call there, and it surrounds me with these little impervious. Some of the calls are like big DPS boosts that hit a large area, whereas others of them are more defensive. Some of them are a mixture of both. You can change your trinket in between areas, and it will guarantee that you have the chance to pick one of the next boons that you're seeing. I'm really focused on lightning bolts right now, so I'm going to try to pick up a Zeus boon. and make my lightning bolt stuff even better. Nothing in here I want to buy. You can also sell boons, but we have like 3 of them right now, so that's not super profitable for us. That's more for if you're not using some stuff and you really need some money. This is an alternative exit, but you have to be playing on at least 10 heat to go through that. So that's not an option for us right now. Maybe tomorrow.
Let's fight.
So we have now reached Asphodel. Things are a little fiery here. A little more dangerous. Combat gets a little more intense at this stage of the game. In the first area, you're really kind of picking up your boons and getting ready.
Another message from Olympus, boss. This goes, Zagreus, take absolutely all the time you need making your way to us. We know the going must be treacherous, and we assure you our support however long it takes. Oh, how about that?
The gods have some character, which is great. Greater haste is pretty good. Side hustle is pretty good. Quick recovery I find inconsistent. Let's just pick up some money.
Now here goes.
Alright, we have another Zeus boon. Doing a quick look around, make sure there's not a treasure chest or something that I want to pick up. There was not.
Thanatos.
Did you miss me, Zagreus? You're back. I thought you made it out. No matter.
So I'm now going to compete with Thanatos, the god of death, for getting kills. Like that. He got that one. Alright, so we'll let him break the shield. Yeah, my DPS output with this build is a little bit embarrassing. This is the sort of thing where you almost always beat him.
That settles that.
Not this time. If you beat him, you get an additional reward, extra HP. Okay, we got a great boon here, what's called a duo boon. You can get a duo boon when you have a boon from multiple different gods. And the duo boons tend to be both of them supporting you, so they're stronger. So this would make our god gauge charge up automatically, but it only gets the maximum capacity of the god gauge is smaller. Sure, let's take it. We can make ourselves invincible a good portion of the time.
Nice running into you.
Wait,
We can pick up a key, we can pick up a shop. I'm gonna try to re-roll this into something that's more useful for me. Not really useful for me. Let's try one more time. Just go to the shop and try to pick up another boon then.
Get me out of here.
Side hustle means that I can spend more money than normal. Alright, we will pick up an Ares boon. I think that's better than a call. Sorry, I think that's better than a palm. I have 234 gold, which is a very awkward amount. I don't know, I'm not really using my special. Maybe I should just pick up the palm and try to get a longer invincibility. Yeah, I changed my mind. Yeah, let's go for invincibility duration.
Stronger still.
Artemis tends to be critical hits. Try to keep re-rolling into Zeus boons, though, if we can.
Hades.
Right now, I'm kind of ignoring my special as well as my cast. My cast is still default levels, and my special is still default levels as well. Wrong button. That's Boldy. That's my summon. I get a handful of those. I meant to use the Impervious thing. It's been a little while since I played Hades. My bad on the button there. Whenever we use Boldy, we get a little bit of darkness and money.
In the name of Hades. Alright.
Alright, this is very good. This is the sort of thing that really pays off for leaning in one direction. So now my lightning effects are going to bounce between enemies more times. That makes my attack much stronger. This gives me another chance for a random pomegranate. I'm fine with that. You only get so many rerolls. You start out with 0, and as you build up the mirror, you can build up that number. My rerolls are the dice that are in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. So I have 3 rerolls remaining. I want to use them a little more sparingly than I have been up until this point. Discharge, so my Jolted is now doing a considerable amount more damage. We don't really need more money. Let's pick up a Palm. I think Palm and Reroll are pretty close there. Like more boons are good. I would like a cast at some point. I also would like something for a special, because my weapon allows me to do more damage after using a special. But right now I'm just not really incentivized to use my special.
Power of Olympus.
I don't know that additional levels of Storm Lightning actually gives me all that much payoff, because you need more enemies for it to bounce, and 6 is already a lot. I'm going to pick up more Jolted damage, because that's going to happen every single time that I hit something with a lightning bolt anyway. Found some money. Or Hermes boon. Hermes boons are pretty good. If we got like a plus attack speed boon right now, we'd be pretty happy with that.
In the name of Hades.
Yep. 10% attack speed is not going to be super noticeable, unfortunately. But I don't have a cast yet, so Flurry Cast isn't exactly insane. Maybe I should just take the 20% attack speed. Like, that will be, sorry, 20% move speed. 10% attack speed is probably not too noticeable, but 20% movement will be. And we'll fight boss number 2. Oop, shit. Don't do what I just did.
What's the matter, Lerny? You seem quite upset.
So in classical mythology, the Lernian Hydra is the Hydra that Hercules goes fights. And we're in the underworld, right? So Hercules has already killed that. Now we are able to go and see it in the underworld. So, you know, it's dead. It's a skeleton. Hence the Bone Hydra. Which I thought was a really cool thematic boss. The Lernian Hydra in classical mythology is famous for like sprouting extra heads, and when Hercules tries to cut them off, the Hydra just keeps growing more, and it ends up being a relatively problematic boss fight, so to speak. He eventually solves the problem by getting someone to help him out, and as Hercules cuts off the head, his helper goes and cauterizes the wound with a torch, so that the heads can't go back in that same spot. Oddly enough, our damage actually goes up a little bit when there's more enemies around, because our lightning bolts continue to bounce back and forth. So, like, as you see there, we definitely do more damage when there are more than one enemy around.
Sisyphus. Here we go.
We just dropped the boulder on the Hydra's face to kill it. Boldy drops me some health, as well as darkness, and some money. So that'll allow me to very easily full heal after that fight. We already would have had a fountain as well, so I already would have healed up. Yeah, I get 50 HP here. Okay. So, with how the mechanics of the keepsakes work, the first time you equip it, it guarantees that one of the next boons that you find will be from that Olympian. But if you keep it equipped, it doesn't reset that chance of finding it when you hit the next area, so you're often incentivized to change trinkets. I'm looking for a special, and I'm also looking for a cast. So I might want to switch to an Olympian that has a decent special and a decent cast. Maybe we'll go with Athena and try to get some deflect. That would be okay. That sounds pretty good to me.
Bye, Asphodel.
And now we're going to be proceeding to Elysium, which is the good part of the underworld. Ooh, there's a fishing spot somewhere.
Fishing time?
This is one of the mini games that has been incorporated into the game.
I got one.
You can catch various fish that you can then sell to one of the cooks. Alright, we get the chance to upgrade our weapon. We'll absolutely take that here. Alright. We have one of our first dangerous enemies, and I'm glad that I have some invincibility.
Here they come.
These are called flame wheels, and they explode upon death, meaning that you want to kill them from a decent ways away. But they chase you, so that makes that hard. We also really don't want to hit these pink arrows that are flashing across the screen. They do an unhealthy amount of damage. On higher difficulties, one of the most common things that you end up using with the Pact of Punishment, the thing that increases your difficulty, is one where traps deal 400% more damage. So you become very wary of traps quickly. My dash strike does more damage and hits 3 times? Yes. Oh baby. Oh baby. That's gonna be so many lightning bolts. Alright, we're starting to get into the territory where I'm actually doing something broken, instead of just, like, getting by.
Let's see how quickly I can slay you all.
We're gonna shred. Yeah. Alright.
May the light and fury of Olympus guide you from the dark, cousin. I've a token of it for you here.
Ooh, that's a very powerful cast. I will very gladly take that. So Athena's cast is this, like, big orb thing, and it has deflect on it, So that means it will just kind of like stop incoming enemy projectiles.
Show me, Charon.
Dionysus. I don't think I need him.
How
Roll.
about another?
No. And I don't think pawns are great. I'm gonna waste my last reroll trying to get another boon. Alright. We ended up back where we started. Just look at that triggering. It's beautiful. Play in a pattern where we basically dash once, attack once, dash once, attack once. There's another alternative exit that we can't go into. You need 15 feet for those ones.
Let's make this quick. Keep it up.
Yeah, that was a much better treasure chest. That's how those are usually supposed to look.
Nice.
Last one was much slower since I got crabbed. Going right takes us to Patroclus, who can give us some short-term power-ups, but I think I just want to spend money and try to pick up another boon. Did you see the treasure? I don't know if you saw the treasure. This is a Demeter boon.
I'll pay for that.
So the red symbol here is the thing that lets you use your cast. And so if we have used all of our casts and we haven't picked them up again, we deal 30% more damage. Again. Then we'll pick up a palm.
Delicious.
7 seconds versus... This is a huge damage up. I think I'm going to take the damage up here. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I just take this. Try to be impervious for the largest portion of time possible.
Another challenger. Come get destroyed.
The Minotaur has arrived. I got hit by him twice. When he charges, you can try to lead him into a killer like that to make him not hit you with the charge. Oh right, I should be using this.
Well done.
So as you can see, after I use a cast, there's those red things hanging out. So I have 3 of those. And there's me using another. And I would have a 30% damage buff right now since I don't have any of those.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Oh wow, we can be almost invincible almost the entire time with this. So my gauge gauge is filling up automatically, and now it's going to fill up automatically, but 14% faster. Yeah, let's try to be permanently invincible. That sounds fun. Can you just see the Magic player mindset of trying to break things coming through here? It's fun. Oh yeah, we are going to be so invincible. The hardest thing about this is going to be remembering to stay invincible. we got strong. Yeah, at this point, like, give me that alteration.
Stronger still.
This is humorous. I guess we'll take the HP. Notably, this is max HP. Whoa. We're gonna let the God Gauge fill up and then charge in. Yeah, invincibility, good stuff.
Ready for them.
I was injured.
Thank the gods.
I could take a boon on my special, but at this point I think I'm just kind of not going to use it, even if it gives me a damage boost. I think the palms for added invincible time are just like the meme. I haven't explicitly said this, but watch what happens when this thing dies. It goes into this soul form. If you don't kill that quickly enough, they will respawn. But I've been doing a pretty good job at murdering. Sorry, I get nervous around those traps. I'm used to playing on a difficulty where they do enough damage that you can realistically get one-shotted by them. Butterfly things are normally a little bit annoying, but invincibility solves a lot of problems. The blue thing I just killed would have offered invincibility shields on everything. Let's take the cast damage here. It's a big jump up, 119 to 170. Probably buy out the shop. I think I'm gonna save my money for the next area. Just take more max HP.
These two.
The monster has returned in a vainglorious attempt to wrest the title champion from me.
They couldn't care less about your title. Though, shouldn't you share it with the Minotaur? He's more than half the reason you've been in any trouble.
You'll not drive a wedge between us, Fiend. Asterius and I share a fraternal bond forged from the strongest bronze, nay, adamant. You have caused us both offense, so die.
Theseus is a very interesting character in this game. A lot of his dialogue is very memey and laugh-worthy. We are melting with this card here. We'll have to be a little bit more tactical with Theseus. But the Minotaur is not prepared to beat us.
You and me now.
Alright, I'm gonna use Boldy here and get a little bit of HP back, just so I don't use Death Defiance by accident. In the second stage of this fight, once you get Theseus below back health, below half health, he calls on the gods for health, and that makes him way more annoying. Theseus also naturally has a shield. Nature also makes him better at blocking our hits. to do it.
Finally.
A little lower on HP than I would have liked to there, but pretty sure we're gonna full heal anyway. I heal when I pick up Darkness, and Darkness was the reward for that boss fight. And I also heal from these pools, so we're doing fine as far as this goes. I'll spend a little bit of gold to just get some gems. I need more to finish Underworld repairs and such. Okay, going into the last area, I don't really need any boons to win this run, so maybe we can consider some of the other things. Oh, I haven't leveled up this acorn. What does the acorn do? Final encounter in each Underworld region, you take 0 damage from the first 3 times foes hits you. So that's not really going to do much, but I do need to level it up. So I'm going to just use this opportunity to level that up. Not worried about winning the run. Trinkets start out with a small effect, and then they get slightly bigger each time you level them up. To level them up, you just have to clear a certain number of rooms with them.
I've reached the surface.
Alright.
Should stock up for the road ahead.
So just to explain some of the other things that are here. The Forge will take away one of your weapon bonuses and give you 2 random weapon bonuses. And this is Titan's Blood, which can be used to upgrade weapons. If we can get to 1200 gold so that I can get a Titan's Blood, I would like to do that. Because that's a permanent upgrade in between runs. So let's work towards that. Side Hustle giving me 10 gold per room is pretty huge. When this area has a lot of small and not particularly difficult rooms. But it does have people who can poison you. Hence the, like, cure, liquid pools scattered around. That room took way longer to clear than I was expecting. Alright, I ranked up the acorn once. That's fantastic. Yeah, remember that thing I said about the traps being really spooky on later difficulties? This is one of those rooms where if you accidentally walk into one of those spinning blades, you might just lose a life. We deflected our enemy's attack back into them and poisoned them, which is wrong.
Okay.
I have to get a good feel for exactly how long, like, the 2.9 seconds is, or whatever it is. So that I get better about not accidentally taking damage.
Lord Uncle Zeus.
Why look, Zagreus, here comes brave Athena, first to reach you among all my kin in all her shrewdness. So proactive, you contacted Zagreus prior to even telling me, my dear.
Lord Father, would that I could settle even more such matters quickly and discreetly, so that only the most vital of them rise up to the level of your notice, sir. Though I'm certain Zagreus and I are very grateful you have intervened.
That means that we get a duo boon. Alright, so now my cast could bounce between multiple foes. That's very strong. But after using your call, you deal more damage for 15 seconds. I'm using my call constantly, so this is going to be a flat 20% damage upgrade. I think I'm just going to take that and ignore the duo boon. We have a run that definitely does something. So let's keep doing that thing.
Maybe this way.
It feels good to put together a nice synergistic run that actually like does something. Sometimes you play runs and it's just a collection of things that are okay, and other times you play runs like this one, where like you have very clearly executed a strategy. Most runs have some degree of synergy, because like you're actively trying to build towards them. This one has ended up like pretty broken.
Nice try.
We're not gonna take much damage for the rest of the run. I might stupidly walk into some traps or something, but I don't expect to lose a Death's Defiance. This is a satyr snack. You can feed it to Cerberus to gain access to the final area.
Oh, what's in this stuff?
I'm sitting at about 1,000 gold right now. I could go and fight the final boss already. I have what is necessary to get past Cerberus. But I'm not on a timer here. So, let's do a couple more rooms and try to get some more upgrades. Our invulnerability kept us from taking poison damage, so I only got 1 damage despite being poisoned. Pretty happy about that. Also pretty happy about the number of random gold jars that I'm getting. I think that means I'll be able to afford the Titan's Blood.
Not yet.
So Side Hustle really shines in this last area. Oh, we got an optional boss fight. Against the tiny vermin. I lost it. There it is. Tiny vermin does summon other rat-based enemies, which is one of the things that makes it annoying. Also, very fast and rather small, so you do actually have to keep track of it on screen. It's often easier to find it by the aura that's around it than by actually looking for the rat itself. Where'd you go? I'm gonna use a Foldy here. 1,000 damage on it. It's actually better for us when he summons, because as you can see here, our lightning bolts bounce around between all these enemies, and that's just easier to hit it. So that's a net positive for us.
Got you, tiny vermin.
Special is stronger. Special is stronger sounds great. We are now at least 1,200 gold now, so I can go and buy the Titan's Blood.
Maybe I should check the other passive.
No, when you first start playing, like, just buy upgrades that make you stronger, because fighting Hades isn't exactly easy before you know the patterns. But I know what I'm doing, so I can afford to get greedy here. 8% set damage buff or longer impervious. Let's just take longer impervious.
Fang-bearing Cerberus directs all 3 of his attentions toward the satyr sack.
See you, boy. Made it again.
Now we're gonna go and fight the namesake boss, Hades himself, who is trying to halt my escape from the underworld.
You're not going to stop me.
You now know that even if you are able to surpass me, you shall ultimately perish soon enough. And yet you still persist. Utterly senseless.
I found her, Father, and I'm going to find Mother again. And again and again until I have some answers finally. She'd like some answers too, beginning with, why did you never tell her that I lived? You let her go and left her to her grief.
Family drama's rough.
Silence, boy. Save all your ignorant and baseless accusations. You seem incapable of heeding my request that you not blather on about a matter you shall never understand. Then I shall save my breath for this fight.
Alright, so I should remember to use my cast very frequently to get my, 30% damage boost. Hades has some very wide range attacks that you normally want to dash out of the range of, but in this fight, this time around, most of the time, I'll be able to just become impervious instead. I'm totally on board with these summons to give me more things than lightning bolts to bounce around with. And actually increase my damage output. Picked up our casts again. Reuse those. I wasted that impervious. Doesn't matter. I'll be back in about 5 seconds. In the fight, you do want to be careful of when you use some of your things. There are certain HP thresholds where Hades gives himself a damage shield while he is summoning, and you don't want to waste one of your big attacks or one of your big periods of impervious during one of those periods. And the back hill is taken.
Got you.
Stage 2.
Blast you.
Let's use Boldy here.
You two get along. Your handiwork, I take it, brother Zeus.
Have to pick up that coin and then no, come on up. Yep. Alright. It's just gonna pick up the coin and get it out of the way, but I guess the coin is now. Yeah, let's get out of here. Not doing a good job of dodging. Oh yeah, my dash range is shorter than normal. That was the downside of my dash hit 3 times then. That's why everything goes off. Does hit like a truck.
Blast.
You're not going to
I'll be
cooperate
playing
with me
the
on
last
this, are
fight,
you?
but
Even now, knowing Mother wants to see me again.
Blast you. You shall ruin everything. With all your damnable questions.
Then die already, and get the hell out of my way.
Again, you.
so I've only played one
In the name
run,
of
or
Hades.
maybe 2 runs before this on the 1.0 patch. So I will actually have some new storyline stuff that I'm seeing for the first time here. Fish?
Cold.
I don't know what I was expecting. It's just the normal fish. The underworld fish are all, like, weird and interesting.
All manner of fruits and vegetables thrive within the hidden gardens of Persephone, the one-time queen of all the underworld. A world of life, far from the realm of death.
What are these things? It's only me.
I begged the fates that you'd return to me. Perhaps I ought to be more careful how I speak of them. Tell me, how was your journey? What happened?
Father didn't make it any easier for me, nor would he tell me why he never sent for you after you left. So, I don't know what's going on still, but I wanted to see you again.
I wanted to see you too. Come, speak quickly with me, that our time together here may be as full as possible, all right?
I need to know what happened between you and Father. Why are you here and not with us?
I couldn't live with myself anymore down there. After I left Olympus, a long story in itself, I came to be with your father in the underworld. It was a shock, to say the least. The others in your father's house were welcoming enough, but I never felt that I belonged.
So what I love about this game is it takes classical mythology and kind of thinks about all the gods and goddesses and such as if they were real characters and gives them some amount of, like, emotional depth and kind of expands on the story, assuming that they are real people and, like, giving them personalities and such. And I love the expansion.
I know the feeling, I think. But you stayed long enough to have me. Those whom I've spoken to about you, it's, as you said, they have fond memories of you. And then you even had a child. Did he mistreat you?
No. Your father could be very difficult, though he was gentle with me. Soon enough, we got on fine. Better than fine at times, but when I was with child, why, I struggled terribly. Because child born of surface dwellers could not live down there.
Could not live down there according to whom exactly? The fates?
According to them, yes. According to your father and to Nyx. Even having heard, I took my chances anyway. But when you emerged stillborn, it was too much. I fled. I fled and came to reside here. Above the notice of the underworld. Beneath the notice of Olympus.
Yeah, the storyline is real. There's many difficult issues that are dealt with, as you're probably seeing. It's compelling.
But why would Father lie to you? If he never wanted you, or never wanted me, surely he had the means.
I don't know. I'm wondering the same. But oh, look at you, Zagreus. We're running out of time. It's happening again. Stay with me, please.
I'm trying, but I can't stay that much longer, I don't think.
So in classical mythology, it's very difficult to escape the underworld, and oftentimes people who have done something like eat in the underworld can't really leave, and they make a very good point of that. Zagreus, who is trying to escape, ends up undercoming harm once he's out of the underworld for a short amount of time.
Oh, my dear son. Then please, ask Hades what you asked of me. Why he would lie. Tell him I must know, the same as you. And you farewell. Until we meet again.
Until we...
So there's always some sort of neat message when you die. Before the full release, Persephone was not in the game yet, so whenever you escaped Hades, there was always some sort of ridiculous message about why you had died. Alright, so that's kind of what a run looks like. And then after a run, a lot of the characters will have things that they want to say to you based on story progression. But for those of you who end up getting the game for yourself, I don't think I want to do too much of that now, so I'm going to go ahead and call it a day here. I hope you enjoyed this And please leave me comments on this. This is my first time doing some recording for Hades with a full run. And if you like this, like, please let me know. If volume levels for the character speech were too low or anything like that, let me know, and I can try to adjust all that. But as you can see here, anytime I try to go and click on my Streamlabs things, it minimizes Hades on the other screen, so this is one of those times where I can't really have it all. Anyway, have a great rest of the day, and I hope you enjoyed.